What's up, A to Z Sports Live, as we've got our Big Orange halftime show. Tennessee up in Lexington against the Kentucky Wildcats. 23-17 is the current halftime score here live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Glad to have everybody along. I'm Austin Stanley, filling in for Charlie Burris, who is at a family wedding, I believe it is, on Halloween weekend, Kentucky weekend. Charlie's just, doing what you got to do sometimes. But I'm in here with Jonathan Crompton, former Vols quarterback. With the first half of this game, Tennessee has a 6-point lead over the Kentucky Wildcats. So as you guys roll in here on this halftime show, I want to get you guys to first off like the show. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. We need you guys to hit that like button. That helps us out quite a bit. And also share the show if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Just share the link. Share the show on Facebook. If you got some Facebook groups, please do that for us. Do want to give a quick shout out to our Vols game day sponsors here this football season. BetterHelp with our link, betterhelp.com/ATOZ Sports. You get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/ATOZ Sports for 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Zen Sports, when you sign up for Zen Sports with code ATOZTN, you earn a welcome bonus that gives you 5% cash back on your total betting volume on your first 15 days of betting. Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey from Log Still Distillery. Great stuff. I've got the 4-year, took it to the mountains last week, got it for the post-game show in hopes of a Vols win tonight. So Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey, wherever you get your whiskey. And also HelloFresh.com/VolsAZ and use that code VolsAZ for 50% off and free shipping on your order. Cromp, what's going on, man? Former Vols quarterback. We got a lot to talk about here as that first half ends with Tennessee deciding to kick a short field goal with 7 seconds on the clock and one timeout in Josh Heupel's back pocket. We had a little bit of banter back and forth pre-going live, but you wouldn't have kicked the field goal with 7 seconds left in a timeout. I know that for sure.
Not with a timeout. If I got no timeouts, obviously, yes. 15-yard line, one timeout. And the way that Joe's playing, it's 10 at 12, 120 with a touchdown, making good decisions. Guys are getting open tonight, making plays. I'm at least going to get into a 3-by-1 set and put somebody backside that I think can just go win a one-on-one ball and take a shot in the end zone. Those plays only take legit max 5 seconds. If the ball's thrown in the end zone, we still got we got time to get it, get a field goal off. God forbid we get tackled in bounds, we got a timeout. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know what? Points are points at the moment. And it's probably, that's just my opinion on it. My very educated guess of it is he's going, damn, we got to get points because our defense ain't stopping nobody. You know what I mean? So I think that might be why I was like, let's not screw around and something happen, take a sack, fumble, whatever. Let's take points because right now points are precious because Devin Leary's 13-17 for 176 in the first half. Like, he's looking like a freaking rock star tonight against us. Oh, wait. Every quarterback we play looks like a rock star because our secondary is very below average. So below average.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to watch. The secondary we'll definitely talk about. I think, and I've only done one of these game day shows with you thus far. This is my second this season, Crop. And I know Joe Milton and the trust of Joe Milton that Josh Heupel and the staff has or doesn't have has been a big conversation throughout the year. And I feel like, I hate to do it, but with the quarterback from a year ago, you don't kick the field goal with 7 seconds. But it's not just the quarterback from a year ago and Joe Milton. It's the receivers from a year ago, the O-line from a year ago, everything from a year ago compared to what this offense has been. And they've struggled in the red zone throughout the entire season. And here they are tonight kicking 3 field goals already. And the 2 touchdowns they scored were basically at midfield. I mean, it's the same problems that you're seeing from this offense, and it doesn't have anything to do with Joe Milton so far. It's got everything to do with the offensive line having 2 penalties on third downs that have led to field goal tries, and then obviously the clock situation where you can't allow to not get points. I agree with you that just to get points right before the half to make it a 6-point lead, and now you get the ball to start the second half after a break. You get your running backs all freshened up a little bit. and you get to go out here, score a touchdown, make it 30-7, and nobody cares that you kicked the field goal right before half. You made it now a
Exactly.
2-touchdown lead because you got points here, but you have to deliver on the first drive of the third quarter.
Oh, totally agree. We got to go down and take care of our business. Our run game's looking really good right now. 18 for 156, an average of 8.7 a rush. That's Tennessee football. That right there is Tennessee football in today's world of what we do. Yes, the pass game is all flair and it looks all fun and all this stuff, but you know what? It's all big plays. Since Josh Heupel's been here, that's our pass game is big play offense, not methodically move the ball down the field in the pass game. It's let's run the ball, RPO, deep ball. Right, that's our deal. So we've done it effective tonight. Mm-hmm. Luckily on the touchdown pass, the DB, they showed the replay. I mean, he just flat out fell down. No idea what happened there. But good, good job seeing it. Made a way to make the throw, way to make the catch. Those are always what people don't understand is when the guy's wide open, those are the hardest throws because you're going, oh, bleed, don't miss him. Like just don't miss the guy. He is wide open. So it was that was nice to see. But I'm still going to harp on, God Almighty, we can't stop anybody.
No.
We get them to third down, and it's almost like teams would rather start on third down with us.
No,
they would rather be on third down because they know they're going to get it in the pass game.
Yeah, and it's frustrating to watch because you see that Tennessee's basically doing what a defense is supposed to do. They're stopping the run outside of the Ray Davis touchdown run and maybe one other run. They've basically shut down the running game. Now Kentucky has 63 rushing yards, but a chunk of that, 24 of it, so almost half of it is on Devin Leary scrambling 3 times where he didn't pick up a first down, and that led to either a punt or a terrible quarterback sneak early in the first quarter too. So you're doing everything right, but I also feel like, I don't know if you've noticed this because I see, Mark says what's going on with the secondary. John says the pass rush has masked the secondary problems, but not getting there tonight. Obviously, Kamal Haddon's out for the season, opting to have the shoulder surgery. I think this is they go hand in hand type of thing. Tennessee's not getting a pass rush because the DBs are playing soft. They're playing off. They're sitting back in zone, which is allowing Devin Leary, a very experienced, effective college quarterback, to go out there and find the first read, the right read, get the ball out of his hands. I think he's only got hit once in that first half. And so I think that's why they can't get home is because the DBs are playing so soft.
No, I don't disagree. And we've talked about, me and Charlie talked about that a lot all year so far, is our DBs, for lack of better terms, like you said, are playing soft coverage, soft zone. That's okay if you get the pass rush, but like you said, it goes hand in hand. If we can't get a pass rush, which we do a lot of the times, our front seven are really good. I like our front seven on defense. I do. But the time we don't get there, that's tough. We're not, we don't have Nick Saban as our DB coach. Mm-mm. Right? We don't have that type of stuff. But the reality is, look at, the highlights are on, but look at SC, those teams like that. Their DBs are not very good. We're like them in the sense of they just want to outscore people. I'm not a big fan of that. That's just my opinion.
Right.
But that's what it is. I mean, I'm going to go back and talk about what this Ken Bishop guy said, or whoever the hell he is.
Ken Bishop. Do I need to go find the comment?
Yeah, why not? How I am. And I don't recall you winning a Heisman. Field goals make sense. Did I not just say it makes sense? I said I wouldn't do it because we still had a timeout. But then again, I did, if you pay attention to what people say instead of just being, never mind, hold my tongue on that one. Then you would understand. We did talk about how it made sense to get points because we get the ball at half. Yeah. So next time, understand what we're saying before you make a dumb comment.
There you go. I did see a comment that asked this question, Timothy.
Go ahead.
I think this is a fair question. If Tennessee scores a touchdown to open the third quarter, do you go for 2 so you're up 14?
No, not this early. I think it's too early. I still, because anything can happen. You go up 13. maybe they botch an extra point snap, something like that. You know what I mean? That's you. Fourth quarter, maybe. Third quarter, no, especially not first drive. I mean, it's a conversation that might be worth having, but I still think the answer would be let's just go ahead and kick the extra point.
I think how does this touchdown happen, right? Because Tennessee struggled in two areas offensively a lot I guess there's more than two areas, but two specific areas I'm going to bring up in the red zone and in short yardage situations. So what's a what's a 2-point conversion? A red zone, high red zone, short yardage situation that Tennessee has been awful at. And so I don't trust them to get a 2-point conversion at this point. I can barely trust them to score a touchdown once you get inside the 25-yard line. You know, it's like
It has been suspect. You're right.
yeah, so I think you just kick the field goal and hopefully your defense can get a stop and force a field goal and then maybe continue to throw off the points differential to where that it doesn't hurt you at all. All right, A to Z Sports Big Orange halftime show here. I'm Austin Stanley in for Charlie Burris tonight, who is at a wedding. Me and Jonathan Crompton here. Now let's get to our first sponsored segment of the halftime show. Want to get your opinions on who better helped the Vols finish with a win in the second half at Kentucky. We want your answers. Who better help the Vols win in the second half? I'm going to post that comment so you guys can hit us up with your answers on who better help the Vols win. But first, I want to tell you guys all about our sponsor, BetterHelp. If you're a Tennessee fan like me, or you play at Tennessee like Cromp and you live and die and you ride the Big Orange roller coaster, it can shave a lot of years off your life. Just like all of college sports, or maybe the roller coaster of life is just messing with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. Regardless, if you have clinical mental health issues like depression or anxiety, or just a human going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach life in a very different way. That's where our sponsor, BetterHelp, comes into play. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and accessible. It's an important mission because finding a therapist can be really tough, especially if you're limited to options in your neighborhood, your geographical area. Well, BetterHelp takes that pressure off of you and makes it easy because it's all online and remote, and they match you to a therapist in as little as just a few days. And with our link, betterhelp.com/ATOZ sports, you get 10% off your first month. So go check that out this football season, betterhelp.com/ATOZ sports, and save 10% on your first month. It's in the YouTube description if you're watching there. But BetterHelp, who better help the Vols win in the second half? Cromp, you want to get your answer started here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Squirrel.
Yeah.
I think he can be a game changer tonight. In the slot, getting him out and getting him the ball in space. I don't think they've got a guy that can cover him just one on one. So I'm sorry about these comments. Sorry. The comments are on point tonight. I'm excited to see that. But back to it, I don't think they can cover Squirrel one on one. I think that Joe's throwing the ball well tonight. But remember, we always said this last week too at halftime. So we got to make sure we come out and get him in a groove early, right? To make sure that we stay 10-12 in the second half to go 20-24, 240, 250, stuff like that.
So you're all about Squirrel, right? White, excuse me. I've scrolled up to the top of the comments. So what did Squirrel do in the first half? He's got 3 catches for 37 yards, long of 25. Obviously had the big.
And that last one was crucial to get us in field goal range right there at the end. There's a great comment right here from Branson Reed. Starts at the top, Milton's legs. I love it. Starts at the top. It's just what it is. You got to top of the food chain and go with it.
Yeah. I'm all right. Top of the comments here. Let's see. Tony Clark says James Pierce. James Pierce needs to have can they have some type of game altering play from the defensive front in the second half, whether it's a turnover created, a batted ball that Amari Thomas almost got on the first drive of the game for Kentucky. Let's see. Danny Whitson says Jalen Wright, who's off to a killer start. 5 carries, 90 yards for Jalen Wright.
I love that one.
I'm gonna earmark something with Jalen Wright that I want to ask you about, Cromp, to see if you picked up on something. Ben says Ramel Keaton is playing pretty well. He's got 2 catches for 25. Was able to keep at least it inconclusive enough for that last catch to be called. Let's see. We're getting a lot of no Saturday fall weddings comments coming in. The
Those are
D
what I've been
line,
laughing at those.
yeah, the D line is one. The pass rush, another one. Trevor says Joe Milton. Let's see. The coaches says Dean. Another one for Pierce. Jabari Small from TJ Bird because I need 10 rushing yards to win $250. Player
Go.
props for Jabari Small, man, right there. Jabari Small is
But,
having a good start to the half too. He's 6 carries, 25 yards, right there. All right, more comments to fly in here. Pierce, the O line. Crop, my answer is going to be the head coach. I think Josh Heupel needs to make the correct decisions to help Tennessee win this game. Tennessee was in complete control at halftime against Alabama. And I didn't talk to you or Charlie in that post-game show, but I was texting away to my buddies like Danny White wants me to. Josh Heupel cost the Vols that football game, I thought, in the second half against Tuscaloosa with some decisions that I didn't agree with.
yeah.
Obviously, some bad breaks happened with not getting some holding calls on the big touchdown to Bama. The referees being questionable, no doubt about that. But I thought Josh Heupel in a couple key crucial decision spots made the wrong decision. And so will Josh Heupel coach well enough for his team to win this game and to not have, like Elijah Herring said last week, we thought we won the game at halftime. And they better not think they had this game won at halftime like they did in Tuscaloosa. But I don't trust this team to really close strong on the road yet this season. And they're another spot where they can close strong on the road and get a must win. If you lose to Kentucky as a Tennessee head coach, you don't last much longer.
What
That's
was my
tough.
hypothetical question last week that I said, one, I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think we lose the game. Two, I don't want it to happen. But if we screwed around and lost this week, who's going to be calling for his head? You know what I mean? Like, once again, I'm going to preface that again. I don't think it'll happen, and I'm not wishing that to happen. We all know how this business works. It is a win for me now business, not a, hey, I think you're really good. It is, if you don't win now, we'll get rid of you.
Yeah. Tennessee coaches that lose to Kentucky don't last long.
Yeah, and we're better than Kentucky. I will go to my deathbed in my grave going, Kentucky is Kentucky to me. That's just how I'm always going to view Kentucky for the rest of my life. Kentucky is Kentucky. We're always going to be better than Kentucky. We don't lose to Kentucky. So I love your pick of Heupel by saying we better come out in second half, guns blazing essentially, because we're better than this team and we need to go prove it.
Yeah, and honestly, kicking the field goal to get the 3 to then go score 7 right here to start. Hell, even scoring, I wouldn't like it, but even scoring 3 on the opening drive of the third quarter makes it a 2-score game, right?
Exactly. And to go back to what we talked about at the very beginning, I'm not mad at the decision. I just wish we would have ran a play before, because then you saw they had a crease on the kickoff return, and you're like, oh crap, just those things. I love that we got points, and I'm not mad at him playing it quote unquote safe to get the points. I just don't like the risk of what if we let them return a kick or we squib one out of bounds and give them a chance to throw a Hail Mary, something like that. It's more so run the play to go, hey, we may get a touchdown, but now we can ensure they don't get a chance with the ball now. All right.
No doubt.
We got the points. Phenomenal. I do want to, one real quick thing before they come back.
Yeah.
I know we text about it. I know everybody else in here had to hear it. The report they said that
Joe likes to run.
Joe likes to run to get hit, to get him in the game. And we're like,
what?
Who? When did that happen?
Which Joe?
We've been saying it for the whole season. Run. So somebody's got some false information at ESPN. We'll say it that way.
Yes. Or somebody that just lied to ESPN's reporters on that.
Straight lied to them to see if they would just, it was almost one of those like, hey, this is a joke. Let's see if they'll just say it.
Yeah, right. Let's just go with this.
He doesn't run the ball.
Let's get some second half predictions. What's your prediction? Tennessee came into this game a 4-point favorite. Real quick, does Tennessee cover the 4? Do they win this game and cover the 4 points? I want to give a quick shout out to our great sponsor, Zen Sportsbooks. Zen Sports is where you need to go with your sportsbook. Referral code ATOZTN. It's football season and time to switch to Zen Sports, the fastest growing sportsbook in Tennessee, changing the bonus game with a cash rewards program. When you sign up with Zen Sports and our code ATOZTN, you earn a welcome bonus that gives you 5% cash back on your total betting volume. That's nuts right there with Zen Sports code ATOZTN. Cromp, the second half's about to start. What do you think? Covering the 4? Feel good about that?
Yeah, I think we come out. Honestly, I think we come out and blow them out. I do. I think we're better than them. I think we're going to learn from last week, and I think we're going to light them up.
All right, second half underway. We'll see you guys at the post-game show. A lot to talk about. Vols get the ball. We'll see you then. Thanks.